about love and friends and family.
It's all about sharing a feast and cheers.
It's always been happy cause the children are dear.
It's all about peace every time of the year.
If only I could see your face again, not behind the screen at the other end.
If only we could party, kick back your boots, just let me.
Wishing Christmas time we'd be together again.
It's all about the family. It's all about TNC. What? It's all about the family. Don't fret, don't sweat. You know what it is, cause you know and I know we'll be together
We'll
again.
go together to be together. It's Christmas time once again, and you know how we'll begin. Spread love and receive blessings from above.
If only I could see your face again, not behind the screen at the other end. If only we could party, kick back your boots, just let me.
Wishing Christmas time we'd be together again.
Wishing Christmas time we'll be together again.
The new channel. The new channel. Hashtag TNC Now.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following shows are those of the host, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the new channel.
Our passion transforms a community that sees all things new.
And I'm Erwin.
And I'm Carlo.
We're streaming live here in Taguig City, and you are watching the
Shots Fired.
And we're back.
Nice, welcome.
Welcome everyone. So before things, Carlo, how are you? Kumusta?
I'm pretty good. 10 days before Christmas. Why not? Very excited.
Wow, 10 days. Wow, that's
Very lit around the
nice.
BGC area. Excited to be
Right. So before we discuss anything else about whatever we need to discuss, can we our viewers know what Shots Fired is all about?
So yeah, definitely. Shots Fired for me, in a nutshell, is basically everything you need to know about basketball. So specific for me, I've been watching basketball since grade 2, Michael Jordan era, 1998, first championship. From that point onwards, fell in love with the game. So, feeling ko, I have things to say. And I hope you listen well enough to me. And let's have a good time.
Yeah, you're right, Carlo, and not just like that. Not just basketball. We're also featuring lifestyle, like latest kicks, latest shoes, latest apparel for men and women, and we can also discuss throwbacks. Past achievements of
Definitely throwback.
athletes.
Bonafide
Yeah.
titos tayo eh.
Yeah, that's right.
Solid yan. Solid yung throwbacks natin yan.
So to begin with, Carlo and I are neighbors. So we knew several years but way back because we were we met in a league.
Sure.
So although
Junior division pa lang tayo noon. Nasa junior division pa lang kami. Ngayon,
senior na.
senior. Pero malakas pa tayo.
Malakas.
We are bona fide Tito gamers,
Ti-
right? So, we're Tito gamers.
So
Giving away too much on our first episode. Why not?
it's okay. So let's jump in on our topic, Carlo.
Sure. So I think, it's, tail end of the year. We are in the middle of 2 to 3 months worth of NBA basketball. So, what among the things you would like to know in terms of the biggest news?
Mhm.
What to you is among the bigger news we got from the past 2 to 3 months?
For me, Carlo, the biggest news for me is the request trading after
Okay.
signing of KD, right?
Correct.
It's been a shock because have you known a player after signing a contract requested a trade?
Medyo weird.
We were medyo weird,
Medyo
diba?
weird. Medyo malabo.
And then he requested after he knew that his best friend signed an extension. That's pretty weird, right?
It's weird in all contexts because this particular Brooklyn Nets team, parang siya yung gumawa ng team na to, di ba?
Yeah. He assembled the team,
Correct.
right? So, but what I analyze during the off season is that before I think they were playing around.
Sure.
What I meant was they were playing with other teams.
Correct. Okay.
You can see trade offers
Sure.
from different teams,
Correct.
including the Boston Celtics.
They tried.
They tried.
They gave
right?
it a shot.
They gave it a shot. And one of the trade players is Jaylen Brown, right? So for me, this would be a lesson for each player and for each team. If their organization is really for business only, or they really keep their players because they keep them as a family. Like for example, Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown was a pretty good player. They went to the finals last season.
Still is.
Well,
Celtics
they're-
the number one team right now.
So it's really a shock that they put Jaylen Brown on that trade offer. When Jason Tatum was really off, Jaylen Brown was the guy.
Fair enough. Pero if you have the opportunity to get Kevin Durant,
But
you might wanna give it some thought.
Yeah,
no?
you
But
can-
I guess
Mhm.
right now, no regrets from the Celtics. They're the number one team.
There's still
We have to admit, the Nets have picked up.
yes.
What do you attribute the picking up on?
I think there was this I think there was this one tweet. I think one tweet or message
Okay.
that circulated in the social media. Like it was KD who was like, I'm here and look at my teammates. So I think it was a wake up call to his teammates because
at least that's what the team thought.
after that they started winning.
Okay.
So it's a wake up call. I remember last season there was a feud between Spoelstra and Butler.
Okay.
After
Correct.
that feud, they started winning and became the number one team at the East.
Excellent comparison.
I think the KD needs that nudge to their
Okay.
team so that a wake up call for them.
And where does Ben Simmons and Kyrie sit with you now?
Kyrie is still Kyrie, skill wise. Kyrie is still Kyrie, skill wise.
Okay.
Regardless of all of his issue, he's still one of the best players in the league.
He seems to be showing it. He
Yeah.
seems to be showing it. And I'm excited for whoever would be the next brand ambassador for Kyrie. I strongly believe he goes to Puma.
Mhm.
I know New Balance is the
Speaking,
mainit
Yeah.
yung New Balance. But I think Puma needs Kyrie. Right now, I don't think the LaMelo ones are selling as much as they could. Plus, hindi naglalaro si LaMelo. So
Yeah.
I think having Kyrie in Puma would make sense.
it would.
Any thoughts on that?
I think
about for you?
you're right. No, you're right. You're
Ah.
right because New Balance also only have Kawhi there.
Yeah.
So-
He rarely plays. He's the true unicorn of the league. Kawhi Leonard. He rarely plays. He rarely shows up. But when he does,
He
it's
really
amazing.
plays. Yes,
He is
yes.
the true unicorn.
Yes, yes.
I think that was for the shots fired segment, but
So Ben Simmons is, I think he's still picking up in the Nets roster, but he needs to develop more.
it was hilarious. Yung first game niya
Mhm.
in Philadelphia, he was telling people to keep quiet in a free throw. Imagine that. Parang galing na galing siya sa form niya. It wasn't
Right.
even good. But anyway,
Let's
be happy for
yeah,
him.
let's be happy. I hope he improves better in
okay.
in the roster of the Nets. So let's see. Malayo pa naman ang yung liga. So let's see how he will fit in really, or he will be traded. I don't know.
Who's gonna get him?
I-
I don't know.
But his defense is
Admittedly,
still
the
top.
Brooklyn Nets, since the tweet,
Mm-hmm.
since Kyrie came back, since Ben Simmons started showing up and being himself, they seem to be doing better.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Me, on the other hand,
Mm-hmm.
again, one of the bigger news that kind of not just for me, but I think the whole Pinoy community, we were really heartbroken when Kai Soto was not drafted.
Right.
In the
Unfortunately.
NBA draft. I think, be brutally honest, I strongly believe he's going to make it in the NBA. Do I believe it today? I don't think so. I think it was a little premature that he entered the draft, given that there were a lot of quality bigs within the draft. We have Banquero there, Jabari Smith Jr.
Sure.
I do see that he has improved, as shown in this game in Gilas and whatnot. But I think what could have happened, he could have stayed in the ABL. He's doing well with the 36ers. I have noticed tumas na rin yung playing time niya. That's what we're clamoring for. His playing time has increased already. Stick to the plan. Gain a little more muscle.
Yeah.
I strongly believe he's 21, 22 years old right now. Give it 3 years. I am 100% sure Kai Soto will be the first pure-born Filipino in the NBA.
Yeah,
no doubt about it. It was just a little too early.
Yeah, I agree with you, Carlo. And I think muscle is number one. He has the skill set.
Skill set 100%.
Yeah.
Magaling talaga. malupit talaga.
Magaling talaga. He needs to really have the muscle. It's like Giannis when he entered the
Skinny
league.
dude.
Skinny. But look at him now.
If you put a before and after, hindi
Yeah.
mo na makikilala si Giannis.
It's a beast. It's a beast.
Very
So
good.
but skill set wise, I see Kai in a likeness of Zubac, the center of
Okay.
Clippers, because Zubac, when he was a Laker, it's just an ordinary center, but he was traded to the
Correct,
Clippers. But now you can see how different he.
Who did the Lakers get for Zubac? We don't know anymore,
I
right?
don't
We don't
know.
know, but we know who Zubac is.
Yeah.
We do know who Zubac is. So I know amongst the trade the Lakers did, everybody right now has been discussing the Lakers, obviously a popular team, no?
Mhm.
pero they were discussing giving up Kuzma, giving up KCP, giving up basically everything to get Russell Westbrook and Anthony Davis, and they got the so-called bubble
The bubble
championship.
champion there.
A championship is a championship, kahit anong mangyari, di
Yeah.
ba? However, nobody's mentioning Zubac. And this dude, what he did a 30, 20 game, 19 game?
30.29 rebounds.
Wow.
That's a beast, man. If he continues to do those stuff, who knows? He might be one of the best centers, right?
He could be the recipient of the new trophies that we have.
Yeah,
Most
yeah.
improved player.
We'll be going there on
We'll
that.
go that route some other time. But no, he has been very good. He has been very good. But going back to the topic at hand, I am looking forward for Kai's second and third year in the ABL.
Yeah.
I am looking forward when he starts playing next year sa FIBA. It'll be something that we could discuss some other time.
Yeah.
But again, he'll be amazing. Walang no questions asked.
Yeah. Speaking of rookies, Carlo. So
Yeah.
so who do you think?
Maganda yan.
Yeah. Who do you think will be the top rookies for this season?
So, sa mga kaibigan ko nanonood, at sana nanonood kayo, you know that I'm head over heels in love with the Houston Rockets.
Right. Sure.
I was so excited, I've been brokenhearted, Pops, since they traded James Harden and whatever. So and I'm the type of guy that I stick to the team.
Okay.
I have my favorite players, but I'm loyal to the Rockets.
Okay. Sure.
Anyway, that being said, earlier, a few months back, everything was leading up to Paolo Banchero to be the number one pick.
Yep.
Nagyayabang na ako sa mga kaibigan ko. Paolo Banchero combined with Jalen Green, with Kevin Porter Jr. Excited. And then Orlando Magic
Got him.
steals him from us. But anyway, the end of the day, Jabari Smith Jr. started a little flat with the Houston Rockets. And I was kind of disappointed. But right now, this guy is averaging 14.7 rebounds, 1.4 blocks per game.
Not bad.
And that's the 1.4 is what is amazing. So as of this moment, the Rockets, hear me out. You might want to fact check me on this one. They are in a 5-game winning streak at home.
Okay.
At home.
Sure.
Okay. It's
At
not
home.
I don't think they're gonna win the championship. I'm not saying, but in the past 5 games, Jabari Smith has won my respect and my love.
Sure.
Bagay siya sa Rockets right now. How
Okay.
so? One, I think the coaching system of Steven Silas is correct. This is a young, explosive team.
Right.
So I see Kevin Porter Jr. and Jalen Green. Obviously, we love Jalen Green
Sure.
a lot.
Pinoy.
Pinoy na Pinoy. Yung hops niya, hindi pang Pinoy.
Yeah.
Okay lang. Okay lang. But Jalen Green first has improved tremendously.
Sure.
He's now averaging 22, 24 points. Jabari Smith now, with his 14 points, adds that presence in the middle. Is he the best rookie right now? I don't think so.
Okay.
I give it to somebody else, which I assume yun yung gusto mo.
Yeah.
But Jabari Smith, I think, is the right guy right now for the Houston Rockets. I won't be surprised if he would be all-rookie team. The season is young. Maybe it works, but he is the right guy for the Houston Rockets. Jabari Smith.
Okay. Sure.
Perfect.
For me, the rookie right now, for me is Paolo Banchero. Definitely double machine every night. So I have a good future that I can see from in him
Okay.
in Orlando Magic. So other than that, Jalen Ivey in the
Jalen Ivey. Amazing, dude.
He's a far second for Paolo, but his skill set, man.
Mosai.
He's like Jamoran in the making.
Okay. Sige. Let's not go that far. Let's see.
In the making.
In the making.
In the making.
Bilis-bilisan nila.
No.
Okay.
In the making. So,
but I agree. Skill set, medyo malupit siya. He played better than I thought. Played better than I thought.
Okay. So those are my
runaway.
two.
So as we speak, runaway rookie of the year is Pablo Banquero.
Yes.
Fair enough. Si Chet.
Chet. Next year siya.
Next year na siya?
Yeah, next year na siya.
Okay.
And he will be if this guy will declare his.
Okay.
You know.
And
you know what
that is my segment.
You know what I'm talking about.
I set you up big time. I set you guys up big time. So next year, there's one name that comes up regularly, Victor. Like ko na, Wembanyama. But for the purposes, we call him Wemby. So I am assuming everybody have seen the highlights of this dude. So 7'3", plays the wing. He plays the wing. He's European. He's a French kid, 18 years old. I won't be surprised if Wemby will be part of the French national team.
Sure.
I'm not sure about that. Most likely he would be. Parati siyang nasa under 19 So most likely andun siya. Is he the best in the crop right now? The answer is yes.
Yeah.
But the question that I would beg to differ is that everybody's saying that mas magaling siya kay LeBron. Nung rookie year. So, sa mga nagsasabi niyan, magkape-kape muna kayo ng nervyusin kayo ng konti. Okay? No. The answer is no. Okay? So, hey, I might have some hate right after this. Why not? Don't get me wrong.
Why?
He is good.
Okay,
He is good.
yeah.
However, we need to take into consideration a few things. One, the comparison, I think, is wrong. So Wembanyama is playing with a bunch of 19-year-olds at this point. LeBron James is playing with a bunch of 19-year-olds at that point. Sige na, skill set baka pareho. But I think the better comparison is he as good as Luka? Why? Bakit?
Okay.
Luka, at 14, 15, is playing pro already.
Yeah.
So he, to me, should have been the comparison. Is he, and like any other Europeans, Luka should be the barometer, nobody else. So when you say, like, you know, Wemby is the best number one pick, you know, since LeBron,
Malayo.
I don't understand.
No.
Why you're saying that. Pero kung yung comparison mo lang, silang dalawa, okay, baka tama ka in the sense that he's taller, he might be faster, but when he enters the league, will he be the guy? I don't see it happening as of the moment. As of the moment. Of course, magiging masaya ako kung pumunta siya sa Houston.
But you know,
I don't think it's that.
I think right now Houston is tanking. Do you believe that Houston is tanking right now? Because it's their team. So
it's my team. Do I believe they're tanking? They're not very obvious in the tanking. They're still, I think, the worst team right now. What confuses me with the Houston Rockets is that they have won against Philadelphia. They've won against Milwaukee.
Okay.
They have beaten the Phoenix Suns twice.
Okay.
Pero natalo sila sa Detroit. I don't get it. It's just funny. But I see the explosiveness of the team. If Wemby becomes a Rocket, good for them. At the rate things are going in the league, I strongly believe that Wemby ends up in Utah. Feeling ko bagay siya doon sa Utah. I don't think Orlando will get him.
Too many bigs in Orlando.
Too many bigs. We could all agree that he is the number one pick. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Sure.
I'm just not sold with the idea that the comparison should be him and LeBron. I'm not convinced with that comparison.
Maybe.
But he'll be the number one pick, hands down.
Maybe KD? Do you think?
Is the
between comparison Wemby and KD? Because he's tall, shooter, can handle the ball well.
Sure, we could do that. but my point here is that KD could still have been the number one pick. I consider KD the number one pick because he came second to Greg Oden. So to me, KD was the number one pick.
Yeah.
Ang point lang is that the idea na pareho sila ni LeBron at age of 18 to 19 years old.
Mhm.
I don't think that's the correct comparison. Yun lang sinasabi ko. He's great, but I think that's the wrong comparison. Wemby should be compared to Luka, or Luka should have been compared to LeBron at age 19. At least yun, pareho yung comparison.
Mhm.
That's the only thing. But whoever gets Wemby,
Sure.
Oh.
Good luck to your
Thank you,
Houston. I hope Wemby goes there because we know Houston Rockets had Hakeem Olajuwon.
correct.
If they train Wemby to do the
Correct. I could just imagine if it happens the way I've been dreaming it would happen. My point guard will be Kevin Porter Jr.
Sure.
It will be Jalen Green.
Jerry Green, yeah.
This should be Kevin Martin,
Mhm.
Kevin Martin Jr. or Eason.
Mhm.
Eason is doing really well.
Sure.
Sangoon potentially at fourth, or Jabari, and center mo si Wemby.
Let's go.
There you go. There you go. I'll be wearing a Rocket shirt every episode moving forward, as long as he's the one who gets picked.
Sure.
As long as he's the one who gets picked.
Nice analysis. So, do you think since we're talking about teams, what is the most surprising team right now for you?
Whew. Excellent, bro. I mean, I don't know if it's surprising in terms of how we define surprising, but the first surprise to me is the Sacramento Kings.
Sure.
Okay. As Shaq called them before, the Sacramento Queens, they're no longer Queens anymore. Amazing. The reason why I like Sacramento, and there's a lot of surprising right now. I'm choosing Sacramento. The first time I'm choosing is Sacramento because one, they were built by design.
Sure.
So the Sacramento Kings, one, they did the right thing by extending DeAndre Fox. Tama yun. Walang problema. 4-year extension, they gave it to him. What surprised me is the trade for Donatas Sabonis. Okay? Sa mga titos na kagaya natin, mas idol natin si Arvidas, tatay niya. Hindi pa tayo convinced kay Donatas. What was surprising about the trade is not the skill set ni Donatas, pero Sacramento gave up Halliburton, who is in the Indiana Pacers. And I assume that's among in our list right now. However, with Donatas and Fox, I think they have an excellent 1-2 combination. Right now in the NBA, if you've noticed, hindi na uso ang big three. Ang uso ngayon, dynamic duo. And you have a very dynamic duo. The Sacramento Kings are the number 7 seed as we speak. Medyo magulo pa yung standings right now, but number 7, medyo dikit pa. I do see them really going forward. In terms of scoring, Donatas and DeAndre Fox are still averaging within their averages of 17 and 22 respectively. But the key element for the Sacramento Kings is their field goal percentage is at 61%. Last year, it was 57, 4% improvement. So they played half the year last year because they were traded mid-season. They did well the second half. Now they have the Sacramento Kings a full year. I will not be surprised if the Sacramento Kings enter at number 6, or maybe the play-in tournament. But at the rate that they're playing, number 6, number 5, I believe in the Sacramento Kings. Watch out for this dynamic duo.
So I hope they can hold on with that position.
I believe they would.
Okay.
I believe they would.
Okay. Wow. So for me, the one of the surprise.
Okay.
Surprise because they traded their stars players.
Okay.
It is the Utah Jazz.
Oh, of course. With the vision of tanking, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. We don't know now.
Yeah. So when they traded Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, we were thinking that the team, the organization is tanking for, maybe they're looking at Wemby, Wemby on that. But if you could look at the roster, you can see these players are not trash.
Solid pa rin.
Solid. You can see Colin Sexton. He was one of the top,
Solid.
top
He did well
drafts.
in Cleveland.
And then you have our Pinoy with Jordan Clarkson.
Basta Pilipino, supportahan natin yan.
You have
Amazing. And he could square up.
yes.
The meme of the week is this.
Yeah.
The meme of the week. Okay.
You have Laurie Markkinen, which is he played good during his days in Chicago, when he was traded to Cleveland. I think
Medyo nawala.
wala. And then he went to he's now in Utah Jazz.
Right.
Bumabalik.
I think he is in his natural position kasi.
Right.
I think the small forward, maybe a stretch four siya,
Mhm.
kayang-kaya niya.
Yeah. And then we have Kelly Olynyk. Kelly O played first in the Boston Celtics. It was good.
He did.
He was good. Then he went to Miami Heat. He was a journeyman. And then lastly, he was
a Rocket for a short period. Konti lang.
So he was part of the championship team in Miami, in the bubble
The
team.
bubble team.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was good. He plays post. He shoots threes, and with Mike Conley still there. So hindi basura talaga.
Hindi sila basura.
No. THT is there. So
Hindi nga rin na maalala na andun siya.
Malik Beasley and what do you call this? Vanderbilt, which is a defensive player. So, they are a good team. So
will they make
surprised.
Will they make the playoffs? That's the short question now. Will they make it?
I think they can.
Okay.
8-7 seed, maybe.
So play in, at least
Play in. Yeah.
play in.
Yeah. Okay. So
Excellent.
I think we're going to take a break. We'll be back with some sort of announcements.
More exciting stuff, guys.
And we're back.
The New Channel is an online alternative new media platform of online shows for people on the go. Please watch all our shows as seen on screen. Imagine having your own show, your own playlist, your own content, but we make it easier for you. TNC aims to transform the lives of our viewers through engaging, authentic, and original content. Our channel is responsible global 24/7 platform that showcases Filipino talent, global influencers, cultural intelligence, and ingenuity. Watch Shots Fired every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Philippine Standard Time. You can watch live or replay via Facebook or YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. Listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Just search hashtag TNC Now. For sponsorships, please email now@thenewchannel.com or send us a DM. Enjoy these life-changing shows because we made them for you.
Good job.
I can read. Nice. Yeah, 12 years of education.
Yeah. So, what we're discussing about the surprise team.
The surprise team.
Okay,
bro.
okay.
The surprise team.
Okay. So, what surprise team?
I was surprised. It seemed you were surprised that I could read, but that's fine. But anyway, you're right. It has been generally a surprising season. The teams that we thought would be the top team are not the top team, maybe
Sure.
except for Boston.
Okay.
Pero yung top team sa West, yun yung medyo surprising nga ba siya? I'm not sure because we thought they will be good. So we're talking about the Pelicans, the New Orleans Pelicans, right? You know, they were kind of like the Brooklyn Nets last year, wherein you didn't know if Zion will be playing and whatnot. Among the best memes last year was him being overweight, enjoying the New Orleans food. You know, it's a good place for food. But right now, nobody's laughing at the Pelicans. Zion Williamson past 3 games, averaging 35 points.
Wow.
And what's amazing about Zion is that a lot of his points come in the paint. So sobrang high percentage talaga. We knew coming in back in college, even high school pa lang siya, that he would play inside the paint, extreme power. I'm really surprised that I knew he was strong, but I did not know he is this strong. As in, bully ball, minamama niya talaga. The game with the Phoenix Suns, nobody could guard him. It's just nobody can. The only blessing during that game, he missed a jump shot.
Okay.
Hindi naman niya tira yun eh.
Okay.
But outside of that, Zion is amazing. He is as good as advertised. However, we need to give props to CJ McCollum. I think he is the consistent player there.
Mhm.
You know, Alvarado is there for
stealing the game.
stealing purposes. You know, so mamaya Alvarado may pag-uusapan tayo rin. Binigyan mo ako ng 38 points tapos 1 point kinabukasan. So, medyo bad trip ako sa'yo. But okay lang. But kidding aside, the Pelicans are the number 1 team in the West. Inuulit ko, the Pelicans are the number 1 team in the West. We haven't said that ever.
I think
Maybe once upon a time when
AD.
was still there.
Yeah.
But we're not giving them as much as a shot. This is a deep team. I think they will minimum at the rate that they're playing, and take to consideration, wala pa si Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, true.
Wala pa siya.
True.
So imagine once they're complete, they're doing well with him, without him, and let's see. Projected, he should be back next week, at least in the fantasy waivers, fantasy updates rather. Let's see. Who is your other surprise team, my friend?
Woo! Mine is the Indiana Pacers. Why? Because of this person, Tyrese Halliburton. Sobrang, I didn't expect that he is this good. I wasn't expecting he's this good. There was this time, there was 3 games. He has more than 10 assists without a turnover. No turnover at all. I can't remember.
Wala kang masasabi?
I can't remember if a point guard has that a lot of, assists without a turnover.
Right.
And then Buddy Hield is there as their shooter, as the scorer, and Miles Turner as their defensive player. This big three, I think they'll go a long way if they're stay healthy.
Sure.
They stay healthy. Um, so I think for the Pacers, if they continuously win and be healthy, maybe on the seventh or sixth place for
Fair
me.
enough. Fair enough. I mean, what's interesting about the Indiana Pacers is that there were a lot of trade talks about Buddy Hield
Yes,
and Miles Turner
for Westbrook.
for Westbrook. You don't hear it right now. You don't hear it. So as quoting Charles Barkley, winning solves everything.
Right.
These guys are winning. I remember it was a little controversial that Buddy Hield tweeted something about him potentially going to LA. You don't hear that right now.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to go there. So correct. I agree with you. I give them a little bit more credit though. I think they'll end up. They won't go in the play-in anymore. Sure, ball sila sa playoffs.
Yeah.
I think I go back Halliburton, bro.
Halliburton. Yeah.
Malupit.
Malupit talaga.
Malupit sa Halliburton.
Speaking of trade, I was able to see something. It will involve to your Houston Rockets.
Oh my God. Okay, you're gonna pick on me. Okay, sure. Why not?
So let's I saw this tweet
Okay.
yesterday, and it involves with Eric Gordon.
Eric Gordon.
Okay.
Siya na lang ang natitirang Rocket nung James Harden era. Siya na lang.
So I think I sent you that.
I believe so. Okay.
So what do you think, Eric Gordon?
What is the trade? Go.
Let me check. What's the trade for that? Anyway, it involves with Jay Crowder
Okay. Jay Crowder going to the Rockets.
to Bucks.
Out to the Bucks.
I think it's a three-way.
Oh, okay.
Three-way.
And the Houston Rockets were gonna get all the picks. Something like that.
yes.
Okay.
So it thinks it's like that's why I'm telling that I think the Houston Rockets are tanking.
Correct.
So here's the thing. The three-team trade is about Bucks receives Jay Crowder.
Okay.
The Suns receive Eric Gordon. He goes back to
To
the Suns.
Okay.
And Kenyon Martin Jr. and
Oh.
the Rockets receive four second round picks.
Okay.
So what's your
Whew. Putting me on the spot, brother. So
I'm
I think-
sorry.
It's okay, man. I think it's correct.
Okay.
Okay. To give up Eric Gordon now.
Okay.
The reason behind it is that Eric Gordon, this is a contract year for him.
Mhm.
So one, I think the Rockets love him so much. They want to put him in a position he could succeed.
Mhm.
Going to Phoenix gives them that option. Phoenix is a good place for him to be because it's another shooter. Particularly when they collapse on Devin Booker, kailangan nila ng shooter. Cameron Payne is not as consistent as Eric Gordon would. My concern only there is bakit kasama si Kevin
Martin Jr.
I don't see that. I don't see how valuable the 4 second round picks.
Sure.
Anim mo yung 4 second round picks.
Kenyon
Ang meron
Martin
ng
Jr.
Rockets kasi is that they have a lot of picks coming from the James Harden trade pa.
Yes.
Meron pa sila noon.
Yep.
So it doesn't make sense to me. If they adjust it a little, I am completely fine Eric Gordon going to a different team for him to be successful,
Mhm.
but save up on Kevin Martin because Kevin Martin right now is one of those really exciting players for the Rockets. If you watch a Rockets game, you don't expect them to win, but you expect highlights. Diba? The Rockets to me is like Memphis 3 years ago before Ja Morant became Ja Morant. So, leave him there. Hayaan nyo na. Eric
Okay.
Gordon, Eric Gordon to Phoenix is
I think Jay Crowder going to the Bucks is a perfect fit for him.
sure.
In replacement for PJ Tucker.
Correct.
So
Correct.
Jay is a
And he has
defensive
shooting
player.
din. Meron din.
Yes, yes. So
And
it's
Chris
similar.
Middleton, wala pa siya eh.
Yeah, similar play with PJ Tucker.
Correct.
So
But PJ Tucker has better shoes. Yun lang. He has better shoes.
sure.
Jay Crowder has better cornrows, I guess. But hindi, bagay siya sa Milwaukee.
Mhm.
Chris Middleton, he tried playing the other day. I forget which team. He only played 10-15 minutes.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, maybe it's a minute restriction thing.
Sure.
Yeah, but I think if they want to go deep into the playoffs, I think you have Holiday there.
Yeah.
Grayson Allen is doing excellent. Of course, Giannis.
Mhm.
Jay Crowder becomes your 3. Brook Lopez at your 5. You have a solid 5 for Milwaukee.
Okay.
It works.
Sure.
That works.
Nice. So, speaking of your Rockets, okay.
Again, okay.
I mean,
good.
no, it will be my team.
Okay.
So, I am a long fan of the Miami Heat.
Okay.
I began being a fan of the Miami Heat because of one person, Dwayne Wade.
Of course.
So, when he won the first championship, galing. Kahit si Shaq is there,
It was his team at that
it
point.
was
Siya na yun. It
he's
was
the
Dwayne
guy.
Wade.
He's
He is
the guy. So all veterans, and then he's the only and you don't has them is
Syempre naman. You don't sa atin, titos of titos.
titos yon.
Titos talaga yon.
So I've been following Wade when he was he signed for Cleveland and Chicago.
Okay.
I've been following until he retired in Miami. When he retired in Miami,
As it's supposed to be.
yeah,
Dun talaga.
that's Wade country talaga.
Hmm.
So I stick with the Miami Heat
Okay.
because of Wade and Spoelstra. Pinoy.
Pinoy. Okay.
Pinoy.
Sure.
And galing ni Spoelstra because you know why, guys? The roster, he has 8 undrafted players. More than half of the roster are undrafted. So, makikita mo, these are not picks, no? Hindi na napili. Pero they were the number 1 seed on the East last season.
Correct.
So, paano nagawa ni Spoelstra? I don't know. He has that magic eh.
Correct,
He has
correct.
that magic to how to train these people eh. How to rotate eh.
And Miami is fairly popular for having discipline.
Yes.
If you're playing for Pat Riley,
Of course.
hindi pwedeng pumaparty-party ka doon.
Of course.
Pupunta ka doon para
I-
magtrabaho.
And I was surprised when Jimmy Butler was still in the Chicago Bulls uniform. There was this message of him. I will never be a Miami Heat.
Yes.
I will never wear a Miami Heat jersey. But now you look at him. He's the guy in Miami right now, and he's doing well, despite the injuries that he's been through. He's the guy talaga. And I wanna really talk to this one person.
Okay.
That's why it's called Shots Fired.
Give it away, brother.
I wanna give an insight to this one person.
All right.
Duncan Robinson. pare.
Oh.
He was, when I saw Duncan a few years back,
Okay.
especially in the bubble, he was doing well, like more than 15 points per game. And I think it was game 1 of the finals. He scored, I think, 25 points. I thought it will be consistent. Okay. I see him like a Klay Thompson guy, a catch and shoot guy. Okay. He's a catch and shoot guy.
Okay.
Okay.
It's like Klay Thompson, like, whoa.
No.
Sige,
He's
catch
a
and shoot.
catch and
guy.
shoot,
Okay.
yeah. So I thought that he would continuously do that.
Okay.
But right now, dude,
Speak.
5 points per game and they're paying you 18 million per year.
Magkano yun per shot? 200,000, di ba?
So, dude, I think if your numbers call, do it, man. if you're in the play court, you have to contribute, pare. I believe in you. I believe in you, pare. But you need to exert more efforts. I know that you've been into injuries, but if you are playing in the court and the team needs your contribution, pare, you need they need your efforts. So Duncan Robinson, you have to exert more effort.
He just signed a 4-year contract, bro. Kaya
90 million,
Oh,
pare.
goodness.
So, 'di ba? We're expecting more of you, Duncan. You can do it. You can do more. We'll expect that. That's it. That's my shots fired, pare.
Okay. You seem intense. I'll go easier. This is where I'm gonna check. So in my shots fired portion, every decision that I make right now is in reference to how I do my fantasy basketball, which we'll talk in a bit. So 2 players I kind of wanna discuss quickly. One, Alvarado from the Pelicans. Dude, he brings a lot of energy. That's your
Sure.
role, which is amazing. Medyo umasa lang ako ng konti kasi you did 38 points. So I was like, oh, this dude is not just about steals, but then 1 point ka kinabukasan. So, dude, I don't know what happened there, but continue the steals. It's great. Yun lang, wag mo na akong pasahin ulit. Pasa eh,
No, no,
pasa.
no, no.
And next, Tobias Harris.
Okay.
So Tobias Harris, I think is, he's always in the shadows.
Okay.
Always in the shadows. You're doing well. However, when Embiid was out, when James Harden was out, I thought this would have been your opportunity to really carry the team. And,
Sure.
it didn't happen. It didn't really happen. So you're good, but I think you need to step up your game if you want the Philadelphia 76ers to go to the finals. Actually, Philadelphia could be a good place for Eric Gordon also,
Yeah.
because they need an extra shooter.
Sure.
But those two, you're great, you're good, but need to step it up a little bit more.
Yeah. Nice analysis, Carlo. So let's go to our next segment, which is, I'll take it away to Carlo, which is the fantasy.
Maraming salamat, mama. So anyway, fantasy. So NBA fantasy specifically ang tinutukoy natin dito, Yahoo Fantasy. So most likely, most of you naglalaro na ng fantasy. I have been playing fantasy mga 10 years na. So ano ba yung common na tanong? Lalo na ng asawa ko. Bakit ka ba baliw na baliw sa fantasy? Sa mga hindi nakakalam, so fantasy and Yahoo Fantasy in general is your opportunity to be a general manager and create your own team. So kung nabigo yung pangarap mo mag-PBA, kung nabigo yung pangarap mo mag-NBA, this is as close as you can get. So the NBA Fantasy gives you, again, I go back, the opportunity to build your own team. So from this point in our succeeding programs, we will discuss how to build your team, how to make your team stronger, and what's the benefit of it all. So the first thing that you need to know in terms of NBA fantasy is that today we will discuss the 2 types of leagues and how to select players. Simplihan lang natin, then next week kung paano na pumili, kung sino na yung mga dapat i-add or drop natin. So, if you are a novice when it comes to fantasy, there are 2 types of leagues na pwede mo salihan. Meron kang private league at meron kang public league. Kung literally bago ka, utang na loob, huwag ka nang sumama sa mga private leagues kasi sinasayang mo na yung oras mo. So, in a public league, basically, once you go to the NBA Yahoo Fantasy page, so it's Yahoo/Fantasy NBA, it will give you the option to choose either private or public league. Piliin mo yung public. Pag pinili mo yung public, it will automatically group you in groups of 10 teams, and auto-pick siya. Ano ibig sabihin ng auto-pick? Yung system na yung magbibigay sa'yo ng mga players. Pag auto-pick yung mga players mo, doon mo na siya lalaruin ng konti. So this is where the challenge of of engaging into NBA fantasy comes in. You need to update your team every day.
Yes.
Okay? So yun yung unang challenge. Yun yung unang, para sa akin, hindi sa challenge kasi ang saya ng activity for me. Talagang, doing NBA fans, particularly with my friends, calms me down. Okay? So, every day this is a whole season activity. So, sa public league, yun nga, mag-practice ka muna sa public league. If nasanay ka na mag-update ng mga players mo in the public league, then you might want to join a private league. So, pag sinabi natin private league, eto na yung posibleng, in my case, I have my own private league in terms of mga tropa ko noong high school.
Okay.
So, shout out sa Balik Verde 98. Yun yung, yun yung fantasy team namin. If you go in a private league, now there are two options for you in terms of player selection.
Sure.
Okay? So, you will have your auto-pick or live draft.
Okay.
Yan ang masaya.
Yan ang masaya.
Napakasaya nung live draft. Diba?
Intense.
Napaka-intense. Napaka-intense. And, that's, what our wives are surprised. You're so intense in the live draft. So, in the live draft, so basically, literally, the system will auto-generate a pick. So, it will be potentially number 1 ka and you could choose your players and whatnot. So, again, ang maganda sa live draft, no? You have the opportunity to select who you want and who you need. So, those are very two different things, no? Kasi, for example, if ako yung number 1 pick, parati kong kukunin si Luka, parati kong kukunin si Giannis. These are the high generators, so to speak. So,
huwag lang ma-injure.
Yan ang pag-uusapan natin sa ibang mga araw. Basics muna tayo. Basics ng NBA fantasy. So, generally, pag magpipili ka, you will get the opportunity to get 1 point guard, a shooting guard, a small forward, a power forward, and a center. You will have 3 utility players. And minsan, depende sa usapan nyo, 4 na bench players. But in general, yun yung 8 na bibigyan ka ng opportunity.
Sure.
So, yun lang muna. Let's start with something simple. Again, when you do NBA fantasy, private, public league, focus muna tayo sa public. Huwag kayong magmaganda. Kasi may mga nagmamaganda, gusto sumama, gusto kong kalabanin agad. Huwag muna. Huwag muna ako. Then, pagpilian na, you will do a live draft, which somewhere down the road, we could do it with the team. So, if you have questions, I'm happy to answer anything fantasy related. Just put it in the comments section. I'll be happy to answer any of your fantasy questions. For now, I'll make it simple. Next week, papahirapan na natin ng konti. We'll start discussing who to add, who to drop, and how you will select the correct player for your team.
Teka lang, I wanna ask
something. Okay.
Okay.
May phone-in question tayo.
Who's your top 5 roster right now in your
Okay.
team?
So my players right now, I selected, so specifically in one of the NBA fantasy teams that I have, I selected James Harden at number 1.
Sure.
Why did I select James Harden at number 1? James Harden is a player who fills up your stat sheet.
Yeah.
Is he the one who's going to score you 30? Is he the James Harden of old? Hindi. However, James Harden can give you a consistent 15 to 20 points. He can give you a consistent 7 to 10 rebounds. He could give you a consistent 10, maybe 7 to 10 assists, and 1 to 2 steals. So in that perspective, almost all the categories na kailangan mong bunuin, nabubuno niya. So he was the first pick that I got in my fantasy team. The second player that I got, Rudy Gobert.
Ooh, okay.
Rudy Gobert. So si Gobert, obviously you are not depending on him for scoring.
Yeah.
But Rudy Gobert, maasahan mo talaga sa rebounds at maasahan mo talaga siya sa blocks. So he covers at least 2 of those categories.
Mm-hmm.
But the most surprising, maybe a teaser for our future, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is the number
Sure.
one fantasy player right now.
Sure.
Amazing. So, I have to admit, he wasn't my first pick. Nakuha ko siya ng third round. Pero bakit malupit siya? So, he is not in a strong team. He's with Oklahoma. However, since Chet wasn't there, start of the season, Giddy wasn't there.
Mhm.
A lot of their scorers were there. Alexander was the one doing a lot of the scoring for OKC.
Mhm.
And I'm not surprised in a fantasy world, he is the number one guy. So,
Wow. Sure.
sure ball ka doon, bro. Hindi tapon si Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. So, so those were my two top picks. But if you are about to start, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is the pick you need to have.
Wow.
And we'll get deeper into that.
Wow. Those are good picks.
Excellent.
Excellent.
picks.
Yeah. Excellent.
Excellent.
James Harden.
I love fantasy too much.
Okay. So, dami natin na pag-usapan, no? And sayang, ang dami pa natin pwedeng pag-usapan, but we're out of
Out of
time.
time.
So, what does our viewers expect, on the next episodes?
In the next episodes. But before we end, I'm gonna take this opportunity to congratulate my CSB Blazers muna.
Okay, sure.
So they are currently 1-1. It's been 20 years of waiting. Will Gosum, congratulations sa'yo for winning the MVP. However, shout out kay Robbie Naive. I think he was the best player in game 2.
Okay.
And these are the stuff that we will be talking about, not just the NBA. I want to talk collegiate ball. I want to talk PBA also. If we have more time. Sorry.
Yeah, sure. Speaking of collegiate ball, I want to,
Okay.
I want to tell about this. So, it's a do or die for 2 leagues.
Oh, no way. Sa akin na yung one.
So,
Nice.
so they won. So, Letran versus.
Correct. So next week magbo-bonfire tayo.
Yes.
Dito. Baka palayasin tayo ng building admin pa.
So it will be a do or die for both leagues.
Okay.
Letran versus Binild
Okay.
on
And
Sunday.
On Sunday.
On Sunday.
Correct.
And then,
Binild will win this Sunday.
sure.
Yes. They will win this Sunday. My
Shout out to
Blazers.
Louis.
Louis Sanggalang, you're our neighbor. I love you with all my heart. But Binild
But
will
do you think that without there's a suspension issue with
Brand new.
Fanyu. Do you think
With or without him, Binild will win
okay,
this Sunday.
sure.
And yes, this is not just me being biased towards the Blazers. Objectively, I think Coach Charles Chu did an excellent job, particularly nung second half. Humataw talaga. Lamang ng 11 yung Letran nung first half. Humabol yung Binild.
Sure.
Kudos kay Charles Chu. Kay Marvin Benvenida, assistant coach, congratulations sa'yo. Binild will win this Sunday.
So
No questions to me.
So Louis Sanggalang, you need to score 60 points. Paraiso, you need to score 50 points.
We love Louis Sanggalang.
So let's see on
How
Sunday.
about
Good
Ateneo
luck.
UP? Who's gonna win?
I don't know. It's a close game.
It's a close game.
Let's see.
I won't call it. I won't anger any of my friends.
Let's see. So good luck to both leagues.
Thank you.
I hope that
Congratulations sa NCAA UAP. Excellent tournament this year.
I hope that it will be a clean and it's an intense game. It's an intense league. It's a do.
Clean
it's
naman
It's a do.
Wala namang masama nangyari sa NC.
It's a win or go home.
Win or go home.
So
Excellent. And thank you rin sa mga students na pumupunta para manood.
Yeah.
It helps. Thank you. Congratulations, everyone.
So it will be. I hope it will be a safe, clean game, even though it's an intense game for both teams, for all teams. So we wish you all the luck for the 4 teams.
Congratulations to them. Kudos to
Sure.
them.
So that's all the time we have.
Thank
So
you.
Carlos, thank you.
Thank you so much, buddy. Excellent time. More next week, bro.
Yeah. We'll have more Pakulo next week. So see you there next week. Peace.
Have a good night, guys. Thank you.